Superdragons are probably one of the strongest troops now after the update. Therefore, I'm going to show you how exactly to use this troop so you can have an easy time in both Legends League as well as in Clan Wars. If you're planning on buying any in-game items, then make sure that you're using a creator code. To support this channel, it would be code RHBB, and as many probably don't even know, this exact code also works in other Supercell games, for example Brawl Stars, Boom Beach, Heyday, as well as Clash Royale. So you can also use it there. Make sure that you're always using a creator code. Thank you very much. We are back with the weekly videos, so therefore feel free to press that subscribe button to not miss any content. Enough talking, let's take a look at the first hit. And here we probably have one of the nastiest box spaces out there. There is just a lot of damage, also very spread out. So you have a lot of damage at the town hall, you have a lot of damage in the core, as well as on each of the sides. Probably not a very easy base to hit with either Root Riders or with Superdragons. But there's a way how you can easily attack these kinds of bases, and we're going to take a look at this way. The first thing you do, use your Yeti to tank for the mortar, and then use a Flameflinger to funnel one of the sides. For the other side, you're going to use your king as well as your queen, so you can make a little path through the town hall, and you are going to send your Super Dragon straight through the town hall. Well, since you're having a healing tome, the town hall poison does not matter. There's a poison tower, there's a town hall poison. That's a lot of splash damage, which is going to hit all of your Super Dragons. But since you have this healing tome, it's no problem at all. When your town hall explodes, just use your warden ability and your Super Dragons are completely fine. Of course, use your skeleton spells to tank for your heroes, for your king, as well as for your queen. And you can already see. Let's just take a look at this funnel for a brief moment. The Flameflinger didn't get too much value, to be honest. It's just an air defense as well as a mortar. But the funneling is the important part. Like, look, the 9 o'clock section, it's gone. The 6 o'clock section, it's gone. The scattershot compartment right here, completely gone. The Super Dragons have nowhere to go, absolutely nowhere to go, except for straight through the town hall. Of course, there's 4 ground expos here. Those are going to do absolutely nothing. But if you were going from the other side, for example, here into the monolith with, like, maybe a blimp for the town hall, a blimp with loons to get the town hall down, well, you would have all 4 ground expos standing in the backhand, shooting down at your heroes. You don't want that. So therefore, take out the ground expos as quickly as possible. Now you can see there's also a NATO. Now you use your warden ability, and the Super Dragons are completely looking fine. They're getting healed up. And, well, now you can see there's still a lot of damage left. There's still a lot of base left, but not too much, which is going to hurt your Super Dragons. And you still have 1 rage. You still have 4 freezes. You still have 2 rages, actually. Didn't see one. And now, the big part is just use your freeze spells. You don't want to keep them. Use them to protect your Super Dragons for as long as possible. Freeze those air defenses, freeze up those Signal Inferno towers, freeze up the scatter shots. Just anything which is going to hurt your Super Dragons. You want to freeze everything, absolutely everything. Then you can use your RC in the backhand. Actually, it's not... I'm currently using, well, a Hawk Rider Puppet as well as the Royal Shield. I really like this combination. But it's no problem at all if you want to use the Life Gem together with the Haste Gem. You can be very flexible with that. It's completely personal preference. But you can already see there's nothing left standing which is going to hurt, well, your RC. The Super Dragons can still go down, and they will still go down due to this air defense. But your RC is going to clutch everything in the backhand. And that's mostly how all of your Super Dragons attacks are going to look. The Super Dragons are going to do enough. They're going to thin out throughout the core. They will always thin out. But the key is that they get enough value so your RC can get the rest of the base together with the Hawk Rider, for example. And this is always going to work, because the RC is such an incredibly strong hero together with like the new abilities, and especially with the Fox. The Fox, if you use the Hawk Rider puppet, is not going to go down. You always have some kind of tanking for your Fox. So your Ghost Fox is not going to go down. And that is exactly how you can always triple box bases with Superdragons. Let's go take a look at how you can triple ring bases or just anti-2-star bases in general, because the setup is completely different to box bases. On box bases, you're mostly going to use flame flingers to funnel in your Superdragons and then use your heroes to funnel the other sides. On ring bases, however, it's a completely different setup. Most of you will probably think, okay, you're going to use a blimp for the town hall. No. It's not as easy as that. Because, well, with a Stone Slammer, you have way more power throughout the attack. Now you use the exact same troops. While the Yeti, as well as the Baby Dragon, you now use them as funnel for your heroes. Well, you don't need the Yeti to funnel to tank for a Flame Flinger, so you can use this as a funnel troop. King and Queen are going to walk in perfectly and clear the bottom section, and then use the Skelly spells to tank for your Super Dragons. They are not going to lure a Clan Castle, they cannot lure a Clan Castle. So you can use this as tanking for Monolith, single Inferno Towers, etc. And now you send in every single troop from the top section, and well, most of the times they will funnel themselves into the core. You just need to clear one of the corners, and then your Super Dragons will find their way throughout the base. Of course, some will path to the sides, but not nearly enough. You always have at least some Super Dragons inside the core, which will take out the tunnel. Always just use your free spells to counter sweepers. Sweepers are your biggest enemy. On this base, it was very fortunate that one Super Dragon still went to the town hall, and while there was a lot of freeze fall, you had a sweeper, you had a single Inferno Tower, as well as the town hall. That's a lot of freeze fall. You just want to keep freezing that. Keep freezing that. You don't need those at the end of the strategy. You don't need those at the end of the attack. Just use them as soon as possible. Rather use them early than use them late. Because in the late game, in the late run, you don't have any Super Dragons left. And you can see this base is completely crushed. There's nothing left standing, which can hurt the Super Dragons as well as your RC. Spirit Fox is still alive, makes the RC invisible once more. And well, there's still how many Super Dragons left? Seems like 3. This is not normal. Normally you maybe have like 1 or 0 Super Dragons left. On this attack, this was completely crushed. So therefore, great example how you can triple anti-2-star bases, and I'm really not the best attacker. There are way better players out there, so if I'm able to crush a base like that, so can you. And now let's take a look at a different type of box base. Of course, the normal stand-up setup on a box base would be, okay, Flame Flinger on one side, King and Queen on the other side to funnel your Super Dragons through the town hall. On this base you can see, well, these ground expos cover everything for a Flame Flinger. You can't use a Flame Flinger on both the 12 o'clock side as well as in the 3 o'clock side, so you need a different setup. And that is exactly this setup. You send in your King and Queen from the bottom side, break them into, well, one of those parts of the base. They will funnel themselves in perfectly. You can use the skeleton spell to tank for them. And now you're going to send in your Super Dragons from the side. With a Flame Flinger, it seems very risky. With a Flame Flinger from one of the sides instead of a blimp, it looks incredibly risky. But trust me, it's not. It's not remotely risky at all, because Super Dragons have so much power. You have so many spells to support even one single Super Dragon. If even one single Super Dragon goes to the town hall, just use every single spell for that lone Super Dragon, so the town hall actually goes down. And that's exactly what happened here. Well, the Inferno Dragon did some work actually. The Inferno Dragon took out the Monolith, Then one of the Super Dragons took out the Town Hall, and now you can see there's nothing left standing. Absolutely nothing. Still have your RC with the ability, still have one of the free spells, still have Queen ability, as well as how many Super Dragons? Seems like 5. 5. Only one Super Dragon, the one that went to the Town Hall, went down. The rest of the Super Dragons in the core all just survived, which is incredible. Just look at how much power this attack strategy can have. But yeah, this was also a great example on why you're not using a Super Dragon in the Clan Castle, you're not using a Electro Dragon, not a Dragon Rider in the Clan Castle. I tested out a little bit if maybe a Dragon Rider works out, a Super Dragon works out perfectly, but no. One single Inferno Dragon with the rest just loons is probably for Super Dragons the best Clan Castle out there. Since the the Inferno Dragon can do a lot of work and can easily take out enemy heroes on its own. You just drop one single free spell and takes out enemy RC, takes out enemy heroes, no problem at all. So one Inferno Dragon and 7 loons is the way to go. Next and last base, we have the little teaser base. This is probably also a base many of you will face in Legends League. And on this base, you have even a different setup. You're going to use a Flame Flinger, but you're not going into the Town Hall, but you're rather going from the side. How that's going to work? We will take a look in a bit. Flame Flinger from the bottom side, use your Barbarian to, well, take a look at if there's any traps, any Tesla whatsoever to bait your Flame Flinger. Then use, for example, the Yeti from one of these sides to funnel. And then you're going to use your Super Dragons and send them in from one of those corners, from one of these scattershot compartments. And they're going to funnel their way through the core, through the Town Hall, and you will use your heroes not at the beginning of the attack, but in the back end. It doesn't matter, your Flame Flinger can go down. It has done enough. Your Flame Flinger has gotten a little bit of funneling, it has gotten 1 air defense, that's way more than enough. And now you can see Super Dragons path their way through the base. You can, well, use a rage spell as well as a few free spells to get that one single Super Dragon through the Town Hall. I missed it now a little bit, but the other 2 Super Dragons in the core will actually make their way to the Town Hall. Now use your free spells or whatsoever. I probably didn't even use this because I thought, okay, well, those Super Dragons are going to go down anyway. They're going to go down anyway, so why bother using any spells whatsoever for those poor Super Dragons? Now you can use like the heroes as well as your little spells you have left, skeleton spells to tank for your heroes, and you can already see there is not much standing left once again. Still have 2 free spells which you could basically swag at this point. Then you still have all 3 of your hero abilities. Not just the king, not just the queen, no, all 3 of your hero abilities. And the only thing which is mainly hurting your attack could be the enemy Barbarian King. But there is not enough damage close to your Barbarian King which could potentially hurt your attack. As well as with the, well, Royal Shield from the Royal Champion, the remaining defenses will just easily go down. And well, there we have it. No more Super Dragons left actually, but you still have 3 heroes left, together with all the Hawk Riders. Complete overkill. That's probably like the main setups you are going to need when attacking with Super Dragons. You have to be a little flexible. It's not as easy as many people might think. They will think, okay, Super Dragons is just another spam strategy. No. You will completely underestimate how much effort it is actually to triple with Super Dragons in Legends League. You always have to adapt to single bases. You can't just use the same setup on every base. You have to adapt. You use a Flame Flinger, sometimes you use a drill, you use a lock launch to trigger invest towers. Mostly you're going to use a Stone Stemmer or a Flame Flinger. Those are probably the 2 strongest features together with Super Dragons. They have a lot of harmony. But yeah, if you're looking for some bases which can actually defend Super Dragons as well as Root Riders, then take a look at the description, take a look at go join our Discord server, or take a look at our website. You can order some amazing bases there. And on Discord you will Also find out about some base packs, some offers which we're offering, and then you can get some great bases for a very huge discount. And if you want to see more of me, my Twitch as well as my TikTok are linked in the description. Feel free to take a look at that. And with that, I would see you guys next week with the next video. Until then, have a great time and bye bye.